Well, welcome back to the channel. This is a video that I didn't want to do, but I got to do it. We were camping last weekend. Everything was going fine, and I got in a hurry pulling into a place to park our RV, and I accidentally hit a tree. Now, a lot of you guys have blowouts on your tires and it tears off the fender. But I decided I was going to attempt to fix it myself. I was going to take the fenders off anyway to repaint them because they're getting kind of chipped up. Now, one thing that I found out, I measured them. One thing that I found out is that the fenders are 10 inches wide. Well, most fenders online are 8 inches wide, but I didn't give up. I finally found some on Amazon. Here's the bent fender. This is what I did to it. I hit that tree. The first thing I'm going to do this morning is jack up this side of the R-Pod, pull the other fender off, and salvage all the things I can on that. I went online looking for a video how to replace fenders on an R-Pod, and I was not able to find one, so I'm going to make this one for you. One more thing I ordered was these lights, and I got everything off of Amazon. I don't know the brand name of those fenders, but these are just lighting accessories, and I'm going to have to wire those in. One thing that I thought about is I have to be careful on the slide outside that I don't get the fender too high, and these running lights I may have to put at a lower spot. I'm not sure. Ideally, I'd like to have them out here. These lights are the last thing I'm going to put on anyway. What I'm salvaging off the old fender here is these clamps right here that hold this tubing that the wires go through. I'm going to save that for the new running lights that I'm going to put on there. When I had the accident, the fender was right up against the tire, so it did pull out right here, and I did cut the wires for the light right here. And I checked. Oh, let me show you how the fender is going to look on there. One side that's rounded, and the other side's at a 90 degree. And I think what I can do is put it right where the other one was, and I like how that looks. What do you think? Is it going to work? But that's my idea there. It's going to come up just a little higher, and I'm going to get adhesive. Someone said the Gorilla Glue is a good adhesive to use. One thing that I found out is when I loosened the lug nuts, they were a little loose, so you probably want to check those. But I've got my 12-ton jack underneath it. So I've got the wheel off. Here's that cord that comes up. I'm going to salvage them clamps. But the thing that I don't like about it is the screws on there use this strange square point. I'm going to use something a little more common. Well, I got the other fender off. Got the wires cut. I don't think I'll keep this, but you can see how chipped up on the edge it was. I was going to paint these anyway, but look at the size difference. The old fender, the new fenders. Okay, so when I go to Lowe's, I'm going to replace these size screws, pretty close to the same size. I'm going to get this gauge wire and see if they have some of this, and maybe some electronic connectors and some adhesive. Okay, what I've done is I blocked up the other side of the R-Pod, and I've got my fender setting here. I've got these wires hanging for my light, and what I'll do is I'll set the fender up here like this, find the center hole, and then use the old tape marks, and you can see it just barely clears that back step, and kind of get the center, and then I'll measure the edges and make marks on there with a permanent marker on the inside so we don't see it. But something like that looks pretty good, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to measure right now. So what I've done is I've marked the inside of my fender so I don't drill any lower than these areas right here. And then I've got kind of the center marked here. So I'll drill holes, and I'm not going to use the same holes. I'm going to fill those with this. I bought some Gorilla Glue. In fact, I'll put some in there right now. I bought some stainless steel screws. The ones that were in here were not. They're slightly larger, and they have better heads on them. So now I'm going to tighten this down. And I had to pre-drill holes in the side of the Foto-Pod, and I've got my glue in there too. And it just clears the step on the back side, so that's a good thing. So I'll get this tightened down, and then I'll work on the electronics, getting the running light on top. I started on the slide side because I had to make sure that my clearance light went underneath the slide. My wife came out and we checked it, and it clears. It got about a ½ an inch, so we're good on that side. So then I came, now this is the side that I tore the fender off. Oh yeah, it's going to be nice and solid. And then I'm going to run the wire underneath here, put my clearance lights on, the one right down the center. This one I just kind of eyeball, make sure it's in the center of the fender here. But yeah, I think these are gonna look good. Okay, I got my fender on. It's good and solid, and I'll give you the link or where I got these from. It was on Amazon. They're not very expensive, and I probably should have mounted them up to the back or something, but I wanted to see if they were on when I look out the mirrors, so I mounted them on top. Here's what the fender looks like on that side. This is the one I tore off. Looks pretty good. Clearance on the step is right there. That nut is almost against it, but it clears. Yeah, I'm happy with it.